This is how fast a 100% hammerhead gets killed by the Idris K kit, Hurston Dynamic Exodus Laser Beam, if the beam hits perfectly from the beginning till the end. You see it here, 8 seconds to 10 seconds, boom. Entire hammerhead is gone. Completely. This is a tutorial showing you how you make the fastest money using the Idris solo, and this is how fast a Corsair goes. 2, 3, 4, that's it. 4 seconds and the Corsair is gone, my friends. And of course we know that it doesn't always work like this because the Idris K laser has some problems with the hitboxing or its tick rate, server calculation. Not sure what exactly it is. Right now you see I'm firing at the hammerhead and I'm not really fully hitting the target all the time. In fact, 90% of the time I'm just passing. No, I'm not passing through. The beam collides with the enemy, but it's just not doing damage. And then suddenly it is. But yeah, so this is a bit of a tutorial on how to solo. I'm not even sure how much. You can basically solo 200k per 5 minutes. And that is not a lie. You can just keep doing this over and over again in a 5-minute to maybe 8-minute cycle, 200k, by using or by doing the missions from the flight school, specifically the mission number 7 that makes you fight 2 or 3 fighters and 1 hammerhead. And that hammerhead, as you can see here, is an easy kill with that laser beam. Absolutely no problem. Sometimes you just do it in 10 seconds, and sometimes you need a little longer for it, like in this case. And then the next time it's going to be super quick again, right? And that's exactly what this mission is all about, just killing that hammerhead. And you finish that, boop, you take the next mission, you jump right in, you kill another hammerhead, and that's it. You don't have to worry about the fighters. Your point defense will deal with them all by itself. You don't have to do anything for that. The only target you have to destroy is that hammerhead, and usually by the time the hammerhead is gone, the fighters are already taken care of, and that's it. By the way, if you're having troubles hitting the target, you might try Alt-T to untarget the enemy and then visually manually connect the laser beam directly with the ship. And you can even swipe it from left to right, since now that you have no target selected, you are free to manually aim every millimeter yourself. So you're no longer bound by the auto aim targeting the center of the enemy ship. And by doing so, you can connect the beam a lot more manual to a certain different areas of the ship. And while I haven't been able to fully kill the ship in the 10 seconds that it's possible, you see right here that the ship has suffered tremendous damage, and there's only the back part of the shield that is currently still there. And as soon as the target takes too much damage, very often the hammerhead will start to turn away and try to save itself, and that's when you really hit it very well. So which missions are those? Let me just show you real quick. What we're doing, it's the flight school number 7, and all you typically do is surrounding Yela. You accept that mission, boom, you get 200k. The combat gauntlet scenario number 7 that you find here in the mercenary category from Gilly's flight school, right? This is what you just accept, boom. You can even share it with your friends, but then you will also share the reward. So if you want the maximum income per minute or per hour, then you're just gonna solo that with using the Idris. And it's crazy how much you can make. If we calculate this per hour, let's say you can technically make this in 5 minutes. It's really not that difficult. So you will have done 200k 12 times per hour. So that is 2.4 million that you will make per hour. And that is a really good money for easy combat using. Here, that's it already. Boom, next hammerhead killed. Super easy, just soloing things with the Idris all by yourself. Doing 2.4 million per hour. That is really easy, right? So 10 minutes would be 2 of those missions, 400,000. Doing it 6 times, yeah, that equals out to about 2.4, 2.5, depending on how fast you are. And it's also a lot of fun too. Of course, as always, it starts to get repetitive at some point, and you don't have to do it alone. You can just do it with friends. That makes it more fun. But of course, you're gonna let some of the money laying around. But if you have multiple friends, all of them have Idris, they better do it all by themselves. And by the way, this is only part of the flight school that leads up to the mission 8, where you then fight a Polaris. In case you're wondering, the Polaris gives you about 300 320,000, 350,000 or something like this, but it takes significantly much longer to do that. So while it is a lot of fun to do this against the Polaris and make a one-on-one, I'm gonna make another video where I do this one-on-one for you, all by myself, and I just one-on-one this Polaris. Let's see exactly how long it takes for my Idris to beat that Polaris and all the other fighters around it. I was doing it here with my friends, with another Idris K and a Polaris that was manned by my friends. They tried to do it with torps, but the torps were always destroyed as soon as they left the torpedo tubes on our Polaris friends, and basically they damaged themselves with the explosion. But yeah, so here, and you also get the 20 scrap things. What's that called? This special currency that you can give to Vikelo, or whatever his name is, on the Banu base. I've traded in for favors, which you're gonna need if you want that fighting, that combat-oriented Atlas that's coming soon. So make sure to save those currencies that you get. You can farm them constantly by doing the same mission as well. Super useful to know, and just save these resources because you're gonna be able to trade that in, from what we understand, in for favors with Vikelo, and then trade it in for that combat Atlas. And stay tuned for the other videos, ladies and gents. Hopefully you had a good time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And Manni signing off. Bye-bye, my friends.